wanting to get responses from people in charge of American institutions, including the Attorney General and the Secretary of Homeland Security and the Secretary of Defense and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, to say exactly what Joanne Freeman is saying. This isn't normal, and we will be there to make sure that the abnormal doesn't happen. The idea of invoking the military as an institution that we may need to enforce the political norms that we have practiced for a long time is outlandish and weird and troubling and scary.
You know, I'm going to go out on a limb here because I am not a professor of history, and in great regards to your other guests. But as a person who has spent his entire life warning this nation about threats and risk to it, we are at a grave point in American history. Granted, other elections have been contentious. We did have a civil war in which many states didn't even participate in the election process. But we are at a point where the fundamental belief of what America is, as it was invented in Philadelphia in the 18th century, may be going away, where we are transitioning away from not just the norms, but the actual laws that bound us together, and the belief that we are all one, one common body of Americans. There is a group of Americans now that believe they're 40%, that they should dominate the rest of the nation. And they are armed and vocal and willing to follow Donald Trump, who they see as their cult-like leader. The problem is that they want to bring the other institutions along with them. I will tell you unequivocally right now, the armed forces of the United States will not follow any unlawful order issued by the president after the election or until the inauguration or ever. We are just not built that way. Members of the armed forces, General Milley made that very clear after the Lafayette Square fiasco, that the armed forces serves the Constitution, not the person who sits in the chair.